This is Shadows Enigma giving you another YouTube video for today. This one is for the community. This one is for everybody. I'm just so you know, I'm not mad, I'm not upset, I'm just fed up. The thing of it is you know, I put up a couple videos stating that I was going to go to a Linkin Park concert, and then turns out that my son stated that that if I went, you know, that I didn't want to spend no time with him or love him or anything, and that hurt. And so I put up the video stating that I wasn't going to go to a Linkin Park concert in August because of what was said and done, and then eventually I don't know if it's, you know, if it was just a voice in my head or something, but I felt like somebody said something about a gimmick. What's the gimmick? Well, the gimmick is this: there is no gimmick. If you think there's a gimmick, then you need to look in the mirror yourself and look at the gimmick that you're looking at, because I can't get any more real than this. Okay, I can't get any more real than this, especially if it's over the internet. You know, you can't. You know, and. You know, and here's the thing, on Twitch, I've been streaming Twitch for about 2 or 3 years now, and yeah, I'm getting followers, you know, but not really, you know what I mean? Like, I got like I think I got like 150 followers or something like that, roughly, give or take some, and it took 3 years to build that, like, and then, like, well, with YouTube, I kept the 16-year-old video and the Destiny 1 clips and stuff. Those I kept private for a reason. I kept them private because I knew that the people that I worked with in that video weren't going to stick around. They weren't going to stick around. And I knew for a fact that, you know, man, like, let's put it this way. If you're the YouTuber that ran this, that did the clip for me in the Skolas video, then you would know that at the time I didn't have any equipment whatsoever. None whatsoever. I didn't have nothing. And then when I bring that video out, you don't support me at all. You just support the idea. And the thing of it is man, you're just like the other YouTubers. All you care about is what you can produce, what you can create in your own selfish occupational world. And I'm sorry, but I'm not dealing with that kind of selfishness anymore. I'm not going to go out there in the world and try to prove to somebody, especially a band. You know what I am. You know what, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna go out there and spend $300 fucking on a VIP pass just to get a recognition that I did it. You know, that I went out there and I went to a concert and I had some, you know, or, well, in this case I'm not going, but you know, the thing of it is if I went and had my fun, you know, that's what I'm paying for. I'm paying for the fun. I'm paying for the activity. I'm paying for that, you know, their occupation. And you know, Linkin Park, I hope you're watching this, because this is why I made the small song that I did, because the thing of it is I have been a fan of Linkin Park for many years. Many years. And throughout that entire lifetime, I've had to deal with, you know, ups and downs. More downs than ups. Okay? More downs than ups. And I'm a human being just as much as everybody else. So, you know, I get that you have to have a job, you have to make money, because that's what life, you know, for some odd reason, that's what the world has come to, is just currency. And to me, it just seems like that, like if I went, let's just say I did go in August and I went out there, the only reason why you're performing is because, you're making money to do it. That's the only reason why. When I'm sitting at home every day making this content for everybody for free. Like I'm not really putting any money into it. I'm just like playing the game, having fun, sometimes, and then I'll get on Destiny and stream that and play that, and that's where most of the fun goes. And and you could all say, well, you smoke weed, that's where all your money goes, is the weed. And it's like, well, you know what, maybe so, but you don't have the problems that I go through every day. You don't have arachnoid cysts that put pressure on your head every goddamn day. You don't know what it's like to walk around and have a headache every time you go somewhere. You don't know. Like 1 or 2, that ain't really much. But when you have 5, and your brain feels like it's gonna combust every day, you don't know. You don't know the kind of pain I go through every day. You don't know. And I go through emotional and physical pain every day. And somehow, some way, I dig deep every single day. And I come on here and I make content for y'all. Well, maybe not on YouTube, but on Twitch I do every single day, Monday through Friday. I do what I can to make content. And back, and 16 years ago, I may have had the arachnoid cyst then. The truth is, the doctors don't really know. And, and that's it, And, I don't get it, I don't get why people are the way they are, like, I don't get it. For example, let's talk about other Twitch streamers or streamers in general now, because they left Twitch. Let's just put a name out there. Let's talk about Ninja. Let's talk about Ninja. Okay, what did Ninja do that made him so popular? Well, he was a Halo 3 champion or something like that. And not only that, but he also played in Fortnite and streamed that. That's how people know him. Okay, so what about Tim the Tatman? Well, let's see. Tim the Tatman's covered in tattoos. Maybe that's why he's so famously known. I don't know, and I'm not going to go into detail with that. I'm not going to dig deep and, I'm not going to do that, because that's his business, and I'm not going to go into his business because this is my business, okay? And so, and then you have these, other YouTubers that do what they do on the daily. They say, and here's the funny part. They say, well, I've done this for 3 years, or I've done this for 4 years. And it's like, okay, is that so? Okay, well, I've done the same thing that you're doing pretty much for about the same amount of time and got nowhere with it. So I wonder what's going on with that, and it's, I'm done with it. I'm done. I'm freeing myself from a burden that people just don't care about. You prove to me that you don't, you've all proven to me that you really don't care about me whatsoever. And that's fine. I'm used to people not giving a shit about me. As a matter of fact, I've been made fun of my entire life, and half of that life I had to fight everybody just to keep people from leaving me alone. And then once the day I turned 18 and to now, I don't really get made fun of, but the thing of it is the damage was done when I was a child. Okay, the damage has been done, and the people that worked at StarTech when I went there, I'm gonna tell you right now. Hopefully, all y'all get to watch this clip, because I'm gonna tell you right now, you all, as children, were a piece of shit. Okay, and then you make fun of me and make fun of me and make fun of me, and then you expect me to just forgive you for it, forget it all. No. Like, you've hurt me at a psychological level, you know? And that shit will never go away. I will be tormented by that for the rest of my life. And do you care? No, you don't. You don't care. You don't care at all. And I proved that when I went to work at StarTech for the first day. I proved that right then and there. They don't care about you as a person. All they care about is if you're gonna kiss their ass or whatever. This, like, I'll never forget this dude named Rob. I worked with him at McDonald's, and you know, he was the same way then. He wanted people to just kiss his ass, and I'm not gonna do it. And he did the same thing there at StarTech. And that, you know, and at that moment I was like, you know what? I'm surrounded by people that have made me feel like shit for my teenage years. Okay? I'm not gonna work around people like that. I would be a fool to do that. You know, and I'm not gonna do that. So, you know, just that's just an example. So basically, what I'm saying is I'm done with YouTube. I'm done with this silly upload game, because that's all it is. I upload a video, none of y'all watch it. Like, especially if it's a gameplay. But if I'm sitting here and I'm talking about going to a Linkin Park concert or doing something amazing outdoors, then you come around. Then you come and watch. So, you know, I'm not giving you what you want. I'm not giving you what you want until you can respect what I give you and prove prove it. You know what I mean? Proving it by, you know, watching it, leaving a subscribe, you know, shit like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't expect it to happen. So surprise me if it does. Peace.